Good morning, everybody. We are here today to collect the energies, the ideas, the creative side, life, reality, BS, all situations that might be going on throughout time. Everybody in here is going through something throughout our life. We're either shifting our life, we're changing our life, or we're getting tired of where we have been and are getting shit on where we've been at in our career life or with our relationships in life and different things like that. So we decided to draw a line in the sand moment and say, you know what? Enough is enough. I'm going to understand my balance and get a better control of what I want to do within my life. So we got up each day and we decided, you know what? Enough is enough. How can we harness this and make better control of our time, have a better balance of our time, to put a better energy that makes us feel better than what wasn't working before in our lifetime? For 40 something years, I was going along, just rolling right along, thinking life was just perfectly handy and dandy and didn't know it, but I was just more depressed than I was because I was dealing with everybody else's emotions because that was my job. That was my thing. I had to listen and then I would absorb it and then I was taking it in, which was just making me a more crabby person, a more snappy at the reactions to stupidity and to just people in general. And then it was like I didn't want to be around people. And then it just got worse and worse. And then I didn't even realize it until I got into complete darkness and hermetized myself to not even want to come out. And then the surgery dropped me down even further. So, yeah, we know situations, but yet we had to find that balance again to get back into life, back into reality, back into living again, because we didn't come to this world, to this reality, to be able to just survive, just to be here, just to be a physical being. No, we came here as the creators. But then, the mankind throughout time put the taxes and put these stipulations on us and these regulations on us, and then kind of hampered a lot of people's creativity within life because they made it so monetary fun wise to try to get things out there to the world or built to where it could actually help people. Then they want to hamper you when you find a cure for something, or you actually have an invention for something that could help and assist people in all different areas with whatever illness, and then so the bigger money people that put us on it way back in generations and lifetimes before we even got here, now we live our life on the monetary funds, but yet we don't have to. We can live our life knowing that we have all the abundance within us and find that balance within life of knowing what we need to do with the skill sets that we have and what skill sets that are we wanting to learn and move to do different things, and know but that I am as a person, I know Brother JJ is an awesome tile man and has the knowledge of. So if I gathered some people to do the work with his supervision that I leverage because of his knowledge, because I know him as a friend, so I would invest in him as a friend to hire him as a consultant to oversee a project. So that's a business right there in itself. So what skill craft that you have that you could actually go out and leverage to the world to be a consultant? To be a consultant in that field that you are very talented at because you have put many hours, many times into trainings, many days with your hands on. So that makes you a skilled person. So know that that is a balance that you could take and give yourself some better communications and give your relationships better communications and give every day when you get up and go to do that job. We talked about it yesterday. Trying to multitask, you're not giving it that task that 100%. When I come in here in the mornings, I give you my 100%. When I get off of this and I'm talking to clients, I give them my 100%. When I wrap up my day and I go to spend it with my family, I give them my 100%. I'm not thinking about my job. I'm not thinking about the task that I need to take care of. I give that time. So you're balancing it all, understanding that you are not thinking about it all while you need to be truly thinking and listening to the conversation that's going on inside the house while you're visiting with your wife or your husband. Give them that time. Then when you get to work, you're going to close that door and you're going to think about your work. And then know that that skill craft that you have is a skill that you are trading for the monetary funds and or for something else, because I may have a skill that Brother JJ needs. So what do? I need his skill craft as a supervisor. to oversee or consult a job for me and some tile work or some floor work. And we have people that's doing the job. And then I may have a skill craft that he may need. So we could probably trade right there instead of monetary funds, right? Back in the day, it used to be the farmers who grew the corn and the different crops over here because of the soil was better for would trade with the farmers down here that had different food and crops or seasons or whatnot to keep everybody happy and afloat. There's nothing different from the skill sets that we have today. You're just trading a skill set for either some monetary funds, some extra time, some physical labor, whatever. So just understand it as a balance to be able to do that. And everybody has that same ability and that same skill within to learn anything, no matter what it is, no matter what task it is. We could all be put in the same room, be taught by the same trainer, and then walk out and do that same task differently because we caught a different perspective from that trainer. Each time it may have been the same words, the same videos, same everything, but I'm going to come out and go this way to do it. Julio's going to come out and go left to do it. Shannon may come out and just go right down the middle and knock it smooth out. But it doesn't matter how you're running this journey, just as long as you are running it for you and having the happiness within your heart and everything that you're doing. Knowing that the time that you schedule throughout the day is your time. Nobody's asking you to schedule your time a certain way, but you need to get up and start scheduling your day. Sleeping till 10, 11 o'clock, you're missing out on a lot of stuff. Early bird gets the worm. Yeah, he does. Get to watch him every morning. And I'm glad I get up at that time frame because when I started my entrepreneurial side, I got very laxed and didn't mind hitting that time clock. Say, you know what? I'll get up and do it after a while. And then I started missing a lot of things and was wondering why. Why is my business lacking a little bit? Guess what? I was. So if you want it, you're going to get up and hustle. If you want something more, you're going to do something a little bit more than what somebody else will not do to make it happen for you. Because there's many people that say they want it, but they won't take action. We're taking action for us. What are you bringing to the table for you today? Not for me, not for anybody else in here, for you. Woo! These are good days. These are good times. I love these days. Brother Julio, what you got there?
Well, I want to talk to you guys about fear. That's what I want to talk about. It's interesting. I mean, I did a go live yesterday in reference to fear and something I had learned about myself and my own character. And basically, I learned, I was like, why do I have all this anxiety? Like, I didn't have this morning, you know. I experienced it throughout the day, you know, and it was because I was going to be educated. And I was paying attention. So I talk to you guys all the time about paying attention to self. So I started to pay attention to my feelings, to my emotions, to my thoughts, my behavior, you know, sweating, whatever, and all human responses to what we go through. And I'm like, why am I feeling this way? You know, and then it clicked in my brain. Well, what are you going to go do this evening? And this was yesterday. You know, for you guys who don't know, I signed up for some additional training. You know, Thomas always talks about it. Hey, you want to sharpen yourself, you want to become better, you know, you have to grow, you have to expand, you have to step outside your comfort zone. Hello, comfort zone killer right here, checking in early in the morning. So, you know, so that's what I've been doing. I've been living that out. You know, things that I speak on, you have to practice what you preach. I'm not just saying them to say it. I'm saying it because I'm experiencing it and I'm living it, guys. But with all that being said, I'm like, man, what is it? Why am I feeling this way? So I got to my destination and I'm like, I don't care that I feel nervous. I'm going to do a go live and I'm going to experience some transparency and be transparent with my followers, with my public. But it was fear. I allowed fear to control me. I allowed fear to get me into a state of anxiety, a state of almost worry. But worry for what? So my brain interpreted education as test. So, guys, for the life of me, some of you guys know that I'm a tradesman. Heating and cooling is my background. I've wore so many different hats in my day, it's not even funny, and I'm only 36. But I say that because it's like, my brain gravitated towards fear. My brain gravitated towards anxiety, towards all these things, because it interpreted education as a test. And in my brain, I've always been a bad test taker. Now, people say, oh, well, you're speaking death, Julio. No, I would study for tests 2-3 hours, not cramming. I would prepare weeks in advance or whatever, you know. And when it came down to taking a test, my brain would be like, oh my God, it's a test, it's a test, it's a test. So there's a Chicago Transit Authority, CTA. Um, my younger brother and a cousin of mine graduated from there, and they're making really good money according to our state and our government. They're making decent money. They both clear about 100 k a year. Decent. Okay, for their families it's all right. They have big families, guys. But I failed that test. I failed the test in order to get that job. And it's funny because when I was doing the schematic, you know, symbols, I took me 30 seconds to do like a 20 question thing because I knew all the symbols. I ran through them. But a multiple choice, it was playing tricks with my mind. I caught anxiety. I felt worry. I felt fear. I felt all of these things. I'm telling you guys this story because, this is my testimony. You know, I don't want you guys to operate off of fear. Anyways, I ended up jagging that test. I failed that test. However, whenever my brother, who's an electrician, or my cousin, who's an electrician, need any HVAC work done or need any electrical work done, who do you think it is they call? It's me, because they know I know my shit. Okay. But when it came to the test, I failed it. So I didn't get that job. You guys see where I work every day, you know. But I allowed fear, you know. And yesterday, paying attention to my emotions and my feelings and everything I went through, I realized that. And it got me thinking. And then I went to the event, and they referred a book to me. Everybody, off of referral. It is a very easy read, very simple. You can download the PDF of it. It's called Who Moved My Cheese? Who Moved My Cheese? Write that down. You can Google it soon as you could download it, and it'll download to your cell phone, whatever. Very simple, very I mean, even the grammar, the verbiage that's used in it, it is a awesome book. I'm 75% done with it. It's like maybe 60 pages, but that's pages on your cell phone. So don't think, oh wow, 60 pages. No, it's really simple. There's even pictures and stuff, so it's not really 60 pages of reading material. But it's a very small story. I don't want to, kind of give it away, but it speaks on fear. It speaks on doubt. It speaks on, there's 4 characters in the story, but the 4 characters represent you and they represent me. And how we operate off of fear daily, how we allow fear to control our emotions. We allow fear to control our minds. We allow fear to control how we spend our money. If you have $100, right, and you're not making $100 in the next 2-3 months, and you're like, all I have is this $100. Fear says, hold on to the $100 because it's all that you have. However, I'm an entrepreneur. So I'm gonna go, hey, where can I invest that $100 so I can turn this 100 into 1,000, and I can turn that 1,000 into 10,000, and that 10,000 to 100,000. That's the way my brain operates. But fear says, hold on to that 100, because if you hold on to this 100, then you're not going to spend it. You're not going to waste it. So fear kind of keeps you where you're currently at, not really doing anything, not ever stepping out of your comfort zone, not ever growing, not ever stopping to realize, hey, there's something new around that corner. I never noticed this before. Well, why? Because you turned into a hermit, because you started to operate off of fear, because you never really went and did anything because you operate off of fear. So if I can give you guys anything this morning out of saying all of that story, don't allow fear to control your emotions. Don't allow fear to control you. Now, don't get me wrong. Pay attention to fear, because there's aspects of fear internally, right, that give us, exactly, Thomas, they give us that balance. They warn us when something is not right, because that is your spirit speaking and communicating with the atmosphere. That is your spirit speaking and communicating with the atmosphere that's around, the Holy Spirit, God, all of that, the universe. It's speaking to you directly and warning you to certain aspects. Don't do that. Don't do this. That's not good for you, whatever. So it applies. It's needed with balance. However, How many people operate like that? Not a lot. The majority operate and allow fear to control them. They allow fear to say, hey, I'm not going to start a new business. You know, I'm not going to get on board with this Steph Thomas is talking about every morning and all these people. They're freaking weird. I don't know why they're happy anyways. You know, who the heck is happy 7 days a week, 365 days? That doesn't make any sense. I am. Hello. You know, what's the drug you're on, Julio? Self-indulgence, self-enhancement, self-education, self-advancement, connecting to the spirit of. That's what I'm on. I'm on wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. I'm on bettering myself. I'm on becoming a better person day in and out without fail. I'm on to ignoring people who are expressing negativity. You know, Thomas was talking about how he had to bear everybody's burden, so to speak, in having that supervisory role. He would have to deal with so many people's crap. You know, now he doesn't have to do that, which is great. So my question to you is, how much crap are you dealing with that doesn't even have to be, it has nothing to do with you. It's not directly affecting you. Are you allowing people to take a mental dump on you daily? You know, there's no wonder why you're not excelling, because you're taking on everybody else's burdens, everybody else's cares, everybody else's worries, everybody else's fears. And you're not paying attention to your own spirit. You're not paying attention to the spirit inside of you that's leading you, that's guiding you, that is saying, drop that bag, brother, sister. It don't even belong to you. Pay attention to the spirit, guys. Don't operate in fear. The word says we're not called to operate in a spirit of fear, but in a spirit of a sound mind. So do you have a sound mind?
Sound mind, sound body. Come on. This is your temple. What are we feeding it every day, guys? You know, we feed you this positivity, you know, because that's what we got us this morning. That's what came through to us this morning, was the knowing that, yes, there will be contrast in life, and yes, there will be fear in life, but yet you are the one that is controller of. You are the one that has the control of that balance. You know, the fear will come in.
Lost that control, or they don't even realize that they have it. Some people are so overwhelmed with the intimidation. I'm gonna keep it real, Thomas. With the intimidation of a husband, or the intimidation of an influencer, or the intimidation of a wife, or the intimidation of perspective, or the intimidation of opinions. You know, all of that stuff carries weight on you guys and only holds you down. It holds you back. It limits your potential. It limits who you can actually be. It limits you growing. It limits you becoming and flourishing like a flower, like a beautiful flower of who you are as a person. You know, you weren't called to be a seed your entire life, people. You were called to be so much more. And until you step out, until you begin to tap into yourself, until you begin to pay attention to the spirit, you know, you don't realize those things, man. It's a shame that there's so many people that are captivated. And, you know, Thomas talks about it all the time. He calls it a zombie state. And he's not just referencing about a job. He's referencing how people think. He's referencing people operating in routine. I'll tell you what, yesterday, I left my job, went back in because I had to go do something, came back out, and my car was on, stuff was in the car, and I almost went back in my office while exiting the building. And I go, why did I just do that? And your brain goes, well, that's your routine. You normally go and walk down this hallway and you go directly into your office. You rarely come out to leave. I'm leaving the building. I'm leaving work yesterday, but my brain operated off of routine. Thomas talks about establishing new routines, cutting out bad stuff, cutting out fat, cutting off excess fat, cutting off negativity, cutting off people or situations and circumstances, dropping that bag, exactly what I referenced, so you can actually fly, so you can actually grow, so you can actually mature. You know, establish some new routines, establish some new things, guys. You know, mature in that, grow in that. It is Friday. I don't live for Fridays, but I'm happy that it's Friday because I'm excited that I can get other people's attention on a Friday, because that's the only day that they'll actually pay attention.
Because they're looking for something more today. That one day that they finally get some excitement, say, you know what? I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to change. I want something different. Hey, coming here every day is just a start, guys. many messages that I get here lately of people saying, you know what, I tried your little routine of just, becoming the happy person, saying I love myself in the morning, getting up and saying how awesome I am, and having intentions for my routine of what we're going to do today, putting the highest three things of value that I need to take care of today. Got a message yesterday of somebody new that's been coming to here, said, you know what, I tried what y'all said. Thank you. Kind of flowed pretty good yesterday. It was an awesome feeling, is what he said. So it's an awesome feeling just to feel that little bit of something that he shifted. We're not asking you to change your whole daggum life, but just that one habit will. You did it, not us. Just one habit that you dislike within what's going on right now. One little emotion, like he said, you dropped. One baggage of something that is not yours, you dropped, or released, as I call it. Because when I release it, I send it on down the fastest river that I can throw it into. So that way I never see it again. That's what I put into my mindset. I don't want to deal with this anymore. What's the fastest raging river? Okay, here, we're going to throw it in that one. Ha, good. And I'm going to keep on driving, and it's going down, and I'm heading north. So that way I know I am nowhere near the same latitude as that emotion ever again.
Nobody wants that hot potato, huh, Thomas?
Yeah.
Let go of the hot tomato. You guys, the potato. You guys remember that? You're like, here, I don't want it. Here. You don't want to be with that person.
That's it. Play the hot potato game with your own emotions, your own gremlins. Play a game with it as you remove them from your life. The demons that we fight inside every day. Just know that we have full control over those. And yeah, we can just light them up and just send them on down the river and never have to deal with them because you have the power. Whew, it's a good day. All right, Brother Ryan, we are going to pass it on you to keep this baby flowing this morning because I know everybody's time is very valuable. So we'll let you step on out and grab that one.
Awesome, brother. Yeah, this will be the last reading from the Voice of Knowledge. There's no more pages left, so. This is the prayer for the Creator. Today, Creator, help me to create the story of my life as beautifully as you create the entire universe. Beginning today, help me to recover my faith in the truth and the silent voice of my integrity. I ask you, God, to manifest your love through me in every word I express and every action I take. Help me to make every activity in my life a ritual of love and joy. Let me use the love as a material for creating the most beautiful story about your creation. Today, God, my heart is filled with gratitude for the gift of life. Thank you for the awareness that you only create perfection. And because you created me, I believe in my own perfection. God, help me to love myself unconditionally so that I can share my love with other humans, with all forms of life on this beautiful planet. Help me to create my own dream of heaven, to the eternal happiness of humanity. Amen.
Amen.
Much love, everybody.
Much love on that one. Definitely on that one. And it's, we create, and we talk about creating all the time within here. And we talk about the intentions of our life and where we want it to go and what we can see here on this earth. Now, just know that when you get into that age group or your life is in that passing moment, then what have you created that is going to look like is what it's going to be as well. You got to go, Julio. All right, brother. Good to see you. Thank you for coming in this morning. Be safe and go grab some more knowledge so you can pass it back to the community.
I didn't want to interrupt you again, but I love you guys, man. Pump this day, rock this day out, guys. Your days are what you make them, man. So like I always say, make this day count. You see Jay beating on his chest. Rawr, that's right, baby. Let that fire be seen. Let the world see the flame that is in your heart, man. Love you guys, man. Great one.
That's his jump start. Julio used to say when he come in here, sometimes you just need to scream. Just get out in the middle of the street, middle of the yard, whatever, and just scream. Top of your lungs, and then just let it all out and say, man, how good did that feel? JJ gets up in this morning, he's beating his chest, and he's got that Kong roar, and he's just like a big old gorilla in the middle of the apes, right? What is he doing? He's releasing his energy today, say, let the universe know, I am here, I am ready, and you will fear me. That's the way we live our lives as entrepreneurs. We let the universe know that we are here to rock with them, and any fear that comes near us, they will fear us, because we are the ones that are putting out that energy of intentions of knowing we have the power, we have the knowledge, we have the creativity, we have the energy vibrations that put off the frequencies of every thought that we put out there that is so powerful that it just starts coming into our life. And then the better energy starts coming because things start being released, and it's like, oh, okay, this is gone from my life, and I really didn't understand it or know that it was putting on so much pressure on me, but for whatever reason, I don't feel it anymore. Why? Because you started releasing and getting in tune with you, and that understanding with you, that source energy that you're tapping into every day, and then getting up and knowing that the creations that you're making, now what we have done for so many years, we can rewire it just a little bit. Rewiring your brain just a little bit to go back and shift some things from here to go forward. Go back and learn a little bit from the things that we thought we failed on in life, or the emotions that we went through, or the trials and tribulations that we went through. And now look at that as, oh, those were learning curves. Oh, that made me a little bit better in this area. Oh, I see it now. Now I see why I'm a better, safety consultant now. Now I see why I was able to flourish a little bit more, because I was able to release this back then, or I went through this that made me a stronger person here. Oh, so now you're taking all that collective energy and knowledge that you have, that we have put together, and say, you know what? Now I know how I can harness the energy that I was living willy-nilly with and trying to just live life on reality, and I can actually put it with control of where I want it to go, control of my thoughts, control of what I want it to be, control of the, what's that song by Tim McGraw, my next 40 years or next 30 years, something like that. Okay. Because he had the big word, the big C. Then he started, what did you do? Hey, I went and rode the bull for 8 seconds. I went skydiving. I went and did this. I went and did that. He waited till something happened within his life or something got there. Let's don't wait anymore. We're getting up and living life now, guys. We're getting up and wanting y'all to actually go out and have some adventures within your life. Go out to the parks. Go out to different areas that are right there around you, and just go explore. Just check it out. You'll never know the people that you will meet. It might be that right person. It might be that best friend that you have been missing and been longing. And I'm not talking on a relationship side. I'm talking just on a best friend side. I'm not talking on the sexual side. So what if those are the people, and that could actually have some other knowledge that you're needing to obtain? So those things like, y'all remember the Super Mario Brothers in the video games? They all always had little quests that you had to do, right? You always had to complete this task before you can meet this person over in such and such village to be able to get, this password or this key. The same thing as the quest like we did when we was in Vegas. We had to go complete a task of eating some bugs before we could get our next task quest envelope. But I did the fear factor. I ate the bugs, and we got the little card, and it put us onto our next task that we had to go do. And it was a game that they had us do in Vegas, but the same thing with your life. We have to go through this quest and learn some crap before we can actually master what we're wanting to head towards and be. So go ahead, JJ. We'll let y'all see your hands up right quick.
Good morning, kids. Hey, I got to mention a couple of things. When you go out and scream, it really feels good to scream into the air, I mean, you just go out there and let it rip. But I challenge you, instead of just doing any old mundane scream, I challenge you to scream, "Hootie, woo!" and see how that feels. I challenge you to do it. I'll tell you what, though, be careful, because it's addicting. You'll find yourself hootie-hooing up a storm. But anyway, I also wanted to mention one thing that Thomas just brought up, that our good buddy Sam Tran, he's always talking about this, because interestingly enough, this is what it took for him to wake up and change the course of his life. He had to have tragedy happen. He wasn't interested in the most important thing he could ever do in his life until he had tragedy, till he died, literally died, went to heaven and came back. you know, he's probably one of the most blessed people ever, you know, along with our good buddy Ricky. He knows what this is all about too. But don't let it have to be tragedy, like Thomas was just talking about with that song. No, don't wait for tragedy. Make it happen. Why wait for tragedy? That's crazy. You might not make it through that tragedy. So you might, it's like if you're waiting for tragedy to happen before you, it's like people all the time, they don't want to, they're like, I had a buddy tell me the other day, oh, I'm healthy. I don't have any problems. And I was like, for now. And he said back to me, yeah, well, you know, we all got to go someday. And it's just like, wow, people want to just wait until they lose everything before they do anything. And they're not even paying attention to the fact that it might be too late. And so don't wait, get her done. And that's pretty much all I wanted to say about that. But I wanted to give everybody a heads up. We have a really,
yeah, definitely a good day, you know. But guys, we're rocking right along. We got some other people that need to sorry about that, JJ. But yeah, we rolling. And yeah, like you said, don't wait for the tragedy. Don't wait for the emotions and everything to just slap you right in the face and then just bring you right down to nothing. And then bam, then you decide to do something. You know, we all need our life to be better. We all need our mindset to be better. We all need our health to be better. And that way we can move our life into the directions that we want. So know the rewiring that we're doing on a day-to-day basis of what we're doing right here for 365 days. This is for each one of you if you absorb it and if you grab it and you actually receive it. You know, the words that are brought in here are words that you can walk around and say to yourself each day, just like we do. They're things that you can go around and look in the mirrors and say to yourself each day to lift yourself up, to bring yourself into a better vibration, into a better direction. All right. So anybody else got anything they want to say before we pass this on to Miss Shannon? Just raise your hand. We'll pass it out to you right quick. All right. Miss Shannon, rock and roll with it.
Morning, everybody. Today, I complete this week with love. I acknowledge my mistakes and let them go. I will keep the pearls of wisdom and leave the rest to the past. I carry no burdens into the future, only freedom, joy, and happiness. I maintain the power that belongs to me. I choose to make the rest of my life the best of my life.
The rest of my life, the best of my life. Go out there and make it the best, guys. Have fun with it. Enjoy it. Smile with it every day. Live, laugh, and love. See y'all tomorrow. Love y'all.